Hello, good morning, everyone. Hello to our Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn viewers. I am Isai and I will be your host for today's event. And I welcome you all to our Code Your Future with StackTrek. Should you shift career to IT today? So, once again, hello, everyone. And for those who are with us this morning, we would like to request for you to type in your name and at the same time the place where you are from so we could also acknowledge you there. All right, so I am seeing some comments here, so once again, um type in your name and the place that you are watching from. So, welcome again to our Code Your Future with StackTrek this morning. And during our session this morning, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comment section and we will be addressing them later during the Q&A session. So there, hello. So I can see people from Manila, we have from Laguna, Davao, Cebu. Oh, we have viewers. We have from CDO. We have viewers from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome, 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 everyone. Um, so most of our participants this morning are people who are interested in shifting a career to IT or is planning no to shift a career in IT. And with that, without further ado, we will be proceeding to our session. So let us not delay any further to discuss more on should you really shift or what are the things that you need to consider or why you should shift a career to IT today. So I would like to introduce to you all our very own head of growth at StackTrek, Miss Haifa Karina Baluyos.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So, thank you so much to all of the people from all around the Philippines. I'm also seeing here folks from Bohol, Zamboanga. We are so happy that you are here. And we hope that for this session, you will learn a lot. And for this session, we hope that it will provide you guidance. If you are already considering how is IT the career path for you? We hope that this session will provide more clarity on the opportunities for you and what are the considerations for you to really take an IT career. So let me just share my screen so that every one of you can find the presentation for today. Okay, while we are setting it up, we also have folks here from Oriental Mindoro, Davao. We also have folks from Pampanga. All right. Sige. So as my screen is loading, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Haifa and I am the head of growth of StackTrek. And what we do at StackTrek is essentially we are the universe for developers. And with that one, we have a bunch of initiatives. Okay, so we have a bunch of initiatives in the company that is more dedicated to really providing opportunities to developers here in the Philippines, connecting opportunities to developers. And later on, you will know more about that one. So let's start. Okay, so first question. Why IT is a good career choice. So before we move on and try to answer this question, we know that we ask you where you are coming from, and we understand that a lot of you are actually, let me just change our setup here. We see that a lot of you are coming from all over the Philippines. Now, we'd like to ask, are you currently a student or a professional? So kindly type in the comment section below if you are currently a student, and if you're a student, what is your current course? If you are a professional, what is your profession? So if you are a professional right now, maybe you could say that you are a government employee, you are a marketing professional, maybe you are an architect. So I see here that we have folks who are students. Okay, we have IT students here. How about the others? What is your profession? I just remember the movie 300. What is your profession? Okay, we have a bunch of students here. So I see and we understand that you are here. And we also have sales professionals. So welcome, welcome. Full-time dad, BSIT grad. Wow, proud of you for being a full-time dad, Anthony. All right, so now we understand that these folks, as you are right now, we see that even if you are already in IT, you wanted to know what are the opportunities for you and is it really for you? Maybe for those students who are taking the IT route, you are considering, tama ba yung decision ko na mag-IT? Or what is it, what's in it for me after I graduate school? So here we will be answering those questions. And for those who are not in the IT path, let's say we have sales professionals here, we have engineers here, and you are considering, is moving to IT something that is for me? So we will be answering that question later on. Okay? So as we go through the session, if you have questions, feel free to type them in the comment section, as we will be answering them in the live Q&A later on. All right. So first reason why is IT a good choice for your career path? So quick employment. What does that mean? So quick employment today, especially nung nag-pandemic 2022, a lot of the companies today are moving into IT. Like they try, it is now the time wherein everything, all of the businesses or most of the businesses has to find a way to digitize themselves. That means there are a lot of roles that they need to fill in for them to digitize. So, hindi lang to IT companies who are looking for IT professionals. There are a lot more companies today that are looking for IT professionals. It's not just the regular big tech companies that we see, for example, like Accenture, we also have Colabera. There are more companies today that are, na hindi naman sila IT, but they provide a lot of IT opportunities. So, for example, one of our partners, Manulife. Manulife, if you think of them, Manulife, they are an insurance. But you would never know that they are hiring in the Philippines alone. They are hiring 500 plus IT professionals. What's the reason for that? Because throughout the world, globally, they want to move to digital. And for them to become a more digital company, they have to provide they have to provide these resources that are digital in nature. That's why they're looking for a lot of IT professionals. And with that one, with the number of opportunities in the country, not just in the country, but globally, there are only very few IT professionals available to fill in these jobs. So that's the reason why it's quick employment, because this is just one of the examples that I would like to highlight to you. Is that, hold on, it's not moving to the next slide. Hold on. Okay, There. So as you can see here, this is coming from Job Street as well. Like if you see here the orange circle, this is the pool of candidates here in the Philippines alone. And the blue circle here is the number of IT vacancies available for you. So for our students here who are interested na after I graduate ba makakahanap na ako ng trabaho. So this answers that question for you. If you are a candidate out there, there are times 3 or times 4 the number of job positions waiting for you. So there are a lot of positions really waiting for you. And in terms of job security, you can ensure that you will never run out of jobs here in the IT industry. And also, hindi lang sa IT industry, not just the tech companies. In the future, in 3 to 5 years, these organizations will also start hiring programmers. Actually, they are already starting. So we have the government, which is for this week. There are a lot of opportunities in the government, and many of these government agencies are also hiring programmers already because a lot of our government initiatives they want to digitize, and for that one they will need to find talented IT professionals to digitize these initiatives, those platforms, those systems, those automations. Yon, programmers yung kailangan nila. Next, we also have banks. Of course, if you are using for our professionals here, if you are using mobile applications, yon, those are built by programmers themselves. And of course, especially nung nag-pandemic, hospitals, it's very difficult if the only for you to get consultation, you always need to go to the hospital. Today there are teleconsultations available, and for that to become possible is that we need programmers to provide this platform to develop how easy it is to just use your phone or laptop and be able to consult with a doctor with the things that you with the concerns that you are feeling with your health. And next is that, okay. So the next one, we also have other organizations. I apologize, my laptop seems to be slowing down and it's not smooth. But the next one that I would like to share with you, okay. So non-tech industry. So these are just some, but today I would like to highlight that there are a lot of other industries looking for developers or programmers. And you can also already align if you are a career shifter. And let's say your background is in finance, then today there are fintech companies who are always looking for a person with expertise in finance, but you can really double or triple your value if you know how to code because you can also automate. So you can help automate the processes in a fintech company, but you also understand how it works in the finance side, which is really rare. What are the other things that you can combine? You combine with your technical skills with the current skills that you already have. That gives you a lot of value that provides, and to the industry you are very valuable. And then you can combine these not just with the skills that you already know, but if you are interested or passionate in a specific field as well. For example, if you enjoy entertainment, let's say, movies, then maybe one of the things or one of the opportunities that you can pursue is looking for companies that are looking for programmers, but in the entertainment industry. So today, ABS-CBN, GMA, Netflix, those kinds of companies, they are looking for programmers to help provide digital platforms. If you are interested in fashion, then there are a lot of e-commerce websites, companies today who are who are providing e-commerce platform for fashion related products. Or what are the other things that you can do if you enjoy food? Then there are also a lot of companies, like there is a section, Grab, they provide Grab food, there's Food Panda. Those kinds of companies, you just have to find them. What are you passionate about? And does these companies provide these opportunities for you? That way, it feels more fulfilling to be working in a company using your newly acquired skills or your IT skills, but also at the same time, you know you are passionate in that specific area. Okay? So next up here is that, okay, I hope my slides will work. Okay, next up is rewarding compensation. So IT today is one of the highest paid profession, not just here in the Philippines, but also globally. And why is that? But also just to highlight with you what made here is a report that Job Street released early this year. That's Feb 2022. And this is their salary report. So as you can see in this chart, maybe it's too small, but I would like just to highlight that in the first row, that is the computer and IT. And as you can see, from the entry level, as you get promoted to junior executive, entry level, by the way, means having zero experience. So if you are if you graduate from school, by default you have you have zero experience. And then if you are a career shifter, you have a professional experience but not as a developer, not in the IT industry, then you are considered entry level. Now, next is as you level up, it goes higher to junior executive, supervisor, manager, and then even until you go to senior manager. It is one of the highest. It's not just one, actually, it is the highest salary here in the Philippines. And it's actually more if you take part of various companies that cover globally. So these multinational companies, they also pay generously. Okay? So here, why is the question now is why is IT being compensated highly? This is related to the first one I mentioned to you about quick employment. The reason for that is because there are very few talents in the industry. And the need to fill in these roles is tough because there are only very few talents. So what the companies do is that once they get that hire, they pay generously so that they can get that talent. So companies today are willing to pay premium to get the talents that they need. Because if they do not, if they are not willing to pay premium for these talents, then they will have difficulty um, digitizing their company products or their platforms. That way, it would be more difficult for them to run their business, especially today that a lot of the Filipinos, or at least in the country, all of us here in the Philippines, we would like things to arrive, the products that we want to arrive more quickly. And that's why arrive more quickly, or the services that we want it to be more accessible. That's why the businesses also has to keep up. And that's why companies today are willing to really pay premium for the tech talents that fits their requirements. Okay? So for others, feel free. In the meantime, um, feel free to chat in the comment sections if you have questions. Okay? So next up is variety of opportunities. It's actually related to the opportunities here are actually all related. So variety of opportunities here means that even if the IT industry, you would think na these are the big tech companies that provide solutions. That's actually not true. It's not just limited to that one. As mentioned earlier, there are a lot of IT opportunities from various industries. So if you like entertainment, there is an IT department. Actually, all of the businesses today must have an IT department, not just for them to create the platform or the products to become digital, but also for them to run their own companies. So today, people are working from home. We need to have an IT person or an IT team for us to make sure that the things that we need as we work from home or work digitally are there. So there are various options. Earlier, I mentioned about entertainment. So there's Netflix there. In food, there is food industry like food ordering businesses. There is fashion, but there are so many things that you can think of as long as you are passionate about that. One way or another, you can find businesses that addresses or is in that area. And with that one, you can choose any of these companies. What you need to do now is identify what am I passionate about? Because if you are working in a company or in a project that you are passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like you are doing something that you are enjoying. So that's one big difference. Instead of just working in a tech company, which is usually the typical route. But today, the companies that you are passionate about, likely they are hiring few developer or IT roles that you can be part of. Okay. So next slide for this one is that in the IT industry, there is a natural growth. What does that mean? If you are the kind of person who really wants to, you don't want to stay in just one place. You want to grow, not just grow your skills, but also you as a person. There is a natural growth when you take the IT path. Why is that? Because today, let's say you have a laptop, of course, or let's say na lang phone. I assume all of us have our own phones. And every once in a while, meron tayong upgrades, di ba? And every time we do the upgrades, imagine that every update that you make, that you install and download in your phones, is that there is a team of developers who try to make sure that okay, for this updates, what are the things that we need to do? And in the updates that they do, likely there are new technologies that they need to include for the latest updates. And with that one, with new technologies means as a developer, you also need to learn these technologies. So by default, when you are an IT professional, it is a continuous learning. And as you learn new technologies, you will also learn new strategies and new use cases, meaning there is a technology that you would think, pasok siya sa project na to, but then you realize, pwede rin pala natin siya gamitin for others. So you become more mature as you learn all of these technology. And with that, you have a natural growth. You will never be staying in one place because you will continue to learn and learn for this one. And it's not just that for you to learn on your own, because eventually as you grow, you will also have more. Let's say you get promoted, then the next one you will have new entry level people that you would be mentoring, and you, as a mentor, you also grow as a person, because you would know that as you try to teach another person, you yourself also learn, because you also learn how to communicate better, so that the person that you are talking to understands how you communicate, understands what you are trying to communicate or to explain to that person. Okay, so, and finally, this one. So, reasonable education. So, if you are in the IT industry, by default, you would think, kailangan ko ng IT, IT degree to be accepted in the IT industry, that is no longer true in today's industry. Why is that? Because today, as long as you have the reasonable education, reasonable means you have the minimum requirement for you to understand that you have the foundation for you to understand the specific technology or coding is in general. If you understand that one, and there are specific technologies that you are good at, then that is enough. A lot of the tech companies today no longer requires having a degree for you to take the role. I know a lot of people, actually, especially the global companies, it is no longer required. Not really no longer required, but a lot of them, they if they see that you are competent in that specific role, they just skip the part of your degree. Maybe here in the Philippines there are still few, but many of the companies are now more open to getting talents or developers who did not graduate with an IT degree. So as long as you have the core foundation and you are able to really prove yourself that you are competent in the role that you are applying, the degree is no longer a requirement. So that's one of the good things about here being part of the IT industry, is that you are not required to have a 4 year or 5 year IT degree to become an IT professional. Okay? So next up here is just to summarize, what are the 5 things? First one is quick employment. The next one is that high rewarding compensation. Third one is that you have variety of opportunities for you. And we also have here reasonable education. So now that you know that what are the opportunities waiting for you, the next step really for you now is that, okay, these are the opportunities. Now, what are the different career paths that you would like to know when you want to become an IT professional? So we divided this one into two. So one is that there is an IT professional specifically for technology, and there is the business side. So I will walk you through it so that you are more familiar what is the industry like ano yung mga roles available for you. Okay, so these are just some of the IT career path. One is that, okay, so medyo loading talaga yung ano ko ngayon. Okay, so we have here back-end development. Maybe some of you are familiar with this one, maybe some of you may not, but the idea here is for back-end development. These are the things, let's say for a website, these are the processes happening on the back end. Like these are the things that you do not see on your screen. Let's say if it's a website, ito yung mga processes, let's say Lazada na lang. Ito yung mga processes na nangyayari sa likod. And yun, the automations, those things there, that's the back end. And then we also have the front end. So whatever it is that you see on the website, on the apps, those are front end development. The colors, the fonts, the images that you see, those are front end development. So if you enjoy working with colors, graphics, and likely the path that is recommended for you as your strength would be yung sa front end development. Then there are other paths as well. So we have databases, we also have testing. If you enjoy data, working with data, especially if you're coming from a statistics background, this is something that you would enjoy. Or if you enjoy crunching data, like you have all of these databases, all of these numbers, all of these information, and you want to make sense out of it. And after that one, you would want to generate an insight. Or maybe in the future, you would like to predict or you would like to forecast, then that's one of your strengths, then the data route is something that is possibly a career path that you would really thrive. We also have here blockchain, DevOps, and infrastructure and cloud. So today, I'm not sure, maybe some of you are already familiar, but infra and cloud is a path that is very well sought of with the companies, because right now since everyone needs to digitize, they need to be able to leverage the power of cloud so that all of their applications, their systems, that platform will be available for everyone na hindi naglalag. Yon, na kaya niya kahit ilang number of users, kaya niya still makapag-provide ng services na yon. Now, those are for the technology side. By the way, I'd like to insert, if you have questions regarding the career paths, feel free to type them in, and then we can address the questions later on. Now, as an IT professional, hindi lang tech yung available for you. You also have available for businesses. So what are the what are the career paths? If you want to be an IT, you want to be part of the IT industry, and you want to go sa business na side. So I remember we have here sales representative. I think I don't remember the name, but I remember you are here. So these are some of the things that you might want to pursue, knowing the existing skill that you have gained is something related to this one. So I'll share with you eight. One is business development and sales. IT companies today are, this is specific for the IT companies, okay? So IT businesses today, they have products or services, digital services they want to offer. Now, the IT industries are always looking for business development or sales folks to help grow the users or the clients that they have in the company. Next up, we also have marketing. So IT companies are looking for marketers, wherein if you want your company to grow, of course, you need to have a way for you to bring these services, this information, this brand to the target market that you have. So that's where marketing folks come in. We also have product management. So the product management pretty much understands the customer journey and of their users, and then they help convert that one to features or a journey wherein it would increase the number of users or the value that their products provide to their users. So that's product management. The next up is we have here one, two, three. Okay, we also have project management. So there are a few types of companies I would like to share with you too. So one is we have a company wherein they are the ones, the company itself have their own products. So, ang kailangan dyan are product management, because they are the ones ensuring that the product that we have, are they really solving the problems of our users? So, that's product management. And then there is also another type of companies, na IT companies talaga sila. And what they do is they have clients, and si client meron silang gustong application, website, system that they want build. And then they give these projects to IT companies. Now, it's the IT companies who will develop or start from scratch yung technologies or systems na yun. So that's when we are looking for project managers. Nakaset na yung requirements. Now, it's the project manager's role to make sure na na-deliver lahat ng mga requirements sa project na yun. Okay, so those are just two of the different types of IT companies. Next, we also have customer success, making sure na with the different IT technologies that we have, yung mga users natin are successful in using them, and they find it valuable, and it is really solving their problems. And we also have management. entrepreneurship. So if you are the kind of person na imagine nyo na lang if you were still a kid and you were already selling a bunch of stuff right, with your classmates. Like for example, you enjoy baking and then you were selling baked goodies to your classmates. It seems like naturally you have that entrepreneurship tendency. Likely, if you want to pursue IT, probably meron ka ng ideas in mind and then you want to make it digital to make it more available to Filipinos or to everyone in the world. So that's another path for you. And then of course, investing. So there are a lot of companies here in the Philippines who are also into investments wherein they if you apply to these companies and you are the kind of person, let's say yung background mo, you are more aware on how a company could be successful, or this company has a lot of potential. This is specifically for our career shifters here, then maybe this is one thing that you can also pursue, wherein these investors they look for companies that they can invest in. Okay, so these are just some of the IT career paths for business roles. So there we divided them into two. You have one for the technology side. So this is really more on the technical path that you can take. And then there is also the business side. So it's still all in IT, but there are different roles that you can pursue as an IT professional, regardless if you are a student right now. A lot of the students took IT, but their strengths are really, let's say, in project management or yeah, so project management. Then you have to identify right now what am I good at? Because if you are doing something that you know you are good at, likely you are going to thrive in the roles wherein you are able to really maximize that role. And if you know that you are good at something, you pretty much enjoy the role that you are doing. And the work that you do, easy na lang siya sa'yo because it is already one of your strengths. So first, identify your strengths. And then next, once you are able to enter the IT industry, identify ano ba yung mga roles that would fit my strengths. Yun yung recommendation. Try not start there, and then eventually as you progress to the various roles in the various companies naman, you can also switch roles within the companies. How is that? So it is possible na, for example, you started as a developer. Yan. So you graduated IT and then you started in a company as a developer. And then eventually there is an opportunity for you to, let's say, change or shift a little in the route or in the career path of doing project management, because it seems now even if you are a developer, nakikita ng team or ng company na, and you yourself, you see na parang strength ko din pala yung project management. You can ask yourself, do you want to also pursue that route? Because if you want to, then that's something na you can also explore. Like you can talk to your boss na, uy, interested din akong, I want to explore being a project manager. And hindi yan rare in the IT industry. And in fact, there are a lot of a lot of situations that happen that way. Na developers, they also do project management and they also really thrive. One of the things that is good about it is that if a project manager has a technical background, they are more reasonable and they know how to estimate well. Okay? So now that you know what are the opportunities here in the IT industry, and you also now know what are the career paths available for you in the IT industry, what's next? Okay, so for the next part here is that I will be sharing with you some of the things that you can do now as an IT student or as a professional who is interested or considering to take an IT career path. So first one, I would like to highlight that here in the Philippines, we have a Philippine tech community. And as you can see here, surrounding that one is that there are a lot of logos there. And every logo that you have here represents a community. So a community can have multiple coverages. For example, on the top left, we have here DevCon. So DevCon also provide a lot of trainings, a lot of career sessions that if you want to explore more on IT, then they provide those venues for you. And then there are specific na mga technologies din. So for example, here we have JavaScript, there are Python. If you enjoy working with women, we also have women who code. They also do a lot of sessions. So most of these companies, or if not most, all of these companies actually provide trainings for free. And what you can do is just go to the website, the link provided here is phtechcommunity.org, and then you can see a bunch of there is a directory there, and you can look at what are the tech or what are the communities that you are interested in and you can be part of. So also, if you are into design but also want to enter the IT industry, we also have UX Philippines. So it's more than just design, it's user experience. So you will learn more about that one too. So user experience helps you make sure that the design that you are doing is also something that is usable sa mga users ninyo. Okay, so if you are interested in iOS development, we also have here on the bottom left, that's Swift PH. So take a screenshot of this one and then you will see a lot of these communities that you can be part of, especially if you already research and identify ano ba yung mga technologies that I am interested in, then you can find them there. Okay, so that's one of the next steps, getting being part of these tech communities. And also, if you have questions about them, then you can just reach out. Most of these groups are in Facebook. They have Facebook pages and Facebook groups wherein you can be part of them. Next step is to take part of the Code Your Future initiative. So this initiative is in partnership with the Department of Information and Technologies, the ICT. And the goal here is for our to empower more Filipinos to become tech professionals through programming education. And specifically, we emphasize more on those folks who have no experience. So, sino ba yung mga no experience? No experience means no IT experience. So these are the graduating IT students or fresh graduates. Or if you are already a professional but you want to shift career into IT, that means balik zero yung relevant experience ninyo. So you are considered no experience, and how we help you as StackTrek and the ICT is that we provide a roadmap for you to become tech professional. So here we provide, by the way, these sessions are all for free. So there are coding trainings. In fact, we would like to highlight that after today, tomorrow, that's September 20, we are going to have a coding workshop. So if you are interested in building your first code and to understand what is it like, what does IT professionals do on a daily basis, especially yung mga coders more specifically. So you will have a first-hand experience using your own laptop or computer and having an internet. You will be able to build your first code so that it gives you a preview. What is it like? Ano ba yung ginagawa ng mga coder? Yan. So don't worry. It's beginner friendly. You don't have to have an IT background. So if for those interested in IT but has this fear na, teka lang, wala akong IT background, baka hindi ko magets. Okay lang yon, no zero IT background required to join the workshop tomorrow. So we'll share with you the link later on after this talk. And then we also have yon mga career sessions. So hands-on interview kits. If you are really committed to really take into really pursuing a career in IT, there will be we provide you these resources to be more successful on sa careers na path. And then here, virtual career fairs with our partners, and this one like Job Street, there are a lot of opportunities for um, these Code Your Future participants to take part of. So now you already have the technical skills, you have the career support and guidance. Now it's time for you to go out there and try to apply for the companies that you are interested in. So don't limit yourself in the companies here in the Philippines. There are also a lot of opportunities in Southeast Asia and globally. And then with that one, through this path, our goal here for you is really to become a successful tech professional. And because the tech professional here, one of the highlights that we didn't get to mention is that today you can work as an IT professional remotely. And we saw that you guys are from all over here in the Philippines. And because we are an archipelago, it's not that easy to travel around because we are divided into islands. That means the opportunity in being an IT professional is that you can work remotely. You can be a coder while at the comforts of your home with your family if you already have a family today or is planning one, or if you enjoy traveling, that means you can work anywhere. So you can be in Baguio today but still code, and then the next one you are in Siargao and you are also coding there. So it's no longer a limit that you need to be in an office for you to become a tech professional. And with that one, apart from being able to work remotely, you also have a high earning potential already. Once you're able to enter the IT industry, your earning potential is limitless because as you can see, there are so many opportunities for IT professionals. If you are able to enter the IT industry and let's say you're not happy with the current work that you are working, then you can just identify, okay, maybe there is a company out there that let's say gives you a higher compensation and also fits the kind of culture that you thrive in. So that is the Code Your Future. And since you are participating in this session, you are actually now part of the Code Your Future initiative because you are here to learn more about, you are here to empower yourself and to elevate your life through programming education as well. And this is one of the career opportunities, career sessions that we provide in Code Your Future. Okay, so next up here is that one of the things that we would like to highlight in this talk as part of the next step is that as StackTrek, we provide the full stack bootcamp. So disclaimer, it's a full stack bootcamp and it is not for free. It is there are two options for you. There is an upfront or a study now, pay later. So in 4 months, if you are in the situation right now we're in, ay alam ko na po, ni-research ko na yung mga kailangan ko in being part of the IT industry. You are already taking, you are watching YouTube videos, learn how to code. Now, if you really want, you are in this state wherein you are committed, na gusto mo na talagang mag-IT, then this is one of the opportunities available for you, which is the StackTrek Full Stack Bootcamp. So the StackTrek Full Stack Bootcamp is a 4-month training, intensive training that would help accelerate you and your career opportunity in landing your first job. So there are two types here. There is a digital wherein you can be anywhere here in the Philippines or even abroad. As long as you are able to complete the bootcamp digitally, then you are good. And then there is an option for co-living. So this is the first here in the Philippines wherein The idea here is that you will still, it is similar with digital, but you will be living in one building with other boot campers. So you take these coding exercises, these projects, but the good thing about it is that you have fellow boot campers wherein you do this training with. Ayan. So, what are the important one of the highlights that I would like to emphasize here in the coding bootcamp, in the full stack bootcamp, is that we really focus on your core foundation. Why do we focus on the core foundation? It's because if you have the core foundation, so na solid yung core foundation ninyo, yung coding foundation ninyo, once you go out in the industry, kahit anong technologies, you will be able to learn them faster because every technology naman, they are more or less similar. But having a strong foundation allows you to learn these technologies faster and implement them faster as well. So that's one of our focus. And in this bootcamp as well, there, if you are interested really in accelerating your career, here, all of the graduates of the bootcamp will have guaranteed job interviews with our job partners. And for the top 30% of the graduates, you are guaranteed with job offers already. So it's no longer ay scary venture for you na kahit mag-shift ka ng career, ay mahirap to kasi even if I learn the skill, pero since pag mag-a-apply ako, zero yung experience, likely, i-ignore yung resume ko kasi wala nga ako experience versus the others na may experience na sila. So this one, we help you with that one in the bootcamp. So more than just a coding bootcamp where you acquire the skills, you also get the career support and even accelerate in get accelerated in getting your first tech job. Ayan. So with that one of the highlights that we would also like to mention as part of the boot camp as your next step. Again, this is only the boot camp is really for those who are very yung resolved and committed na sila to pursue a career in IT. Now in the boot camp, we already secured over 1,500 plus jobs. As you can see, ang daming jobs talaga here in the IT industry, and we negotiated with our job partners na all of our graduates, even if they have zero experience, our minimum for them is really to get at least 25 to 30K starting salary. And take note, you have zero experience pa. That means this number is quite high knowing na zero pa yung experience mo. Okay, so these are just some of the companies that we work with. And with that one, just to highlight here is that we also have, ayun. So the StackTrek full stack bootcamp co-living, since you will be living with other boot campers, here it is the accommodation is already covered. Even yung food ninyo, you don't have to worry about them because we want you to really just focus on learning. But beyond the learning, actually, there are a lot of in-person activities. There are also facilities in the co-living. So there are pools, there are theater, there are many other activities that you can be part of as part of the co-living. So it's more than just a coding boot camp, but there's a lot more experience that you can be part of for the co-living. Okay, so if you are interested, like you are now at a point wherein you are really interested na, okay, IT is really for me and gusto ko na magkatrabaho in 4 months time. Now, this StackTrek Bootcamp is for you. So if you are interested, just apply now. Take a screenshot of this one. The link is down below. So it's bit.ly StackTrek Bootcamp application. So now that we are able to share with you ano yung mga opportunities, we are able to share with you why IT is a good choice. Next, you know the different career paths and also the next steps. Here's I would like to end this talk with this one. This is one of our guest speaker in one of the Code Your Future sessions. His name is Jairus Bondok, and he is the CEO of NMG Resources, an IT company. And what he shared was that he had a career shifter who was a taxi driver. The taxi driver dedicated himself in studying Linux. So this is one of the operating system and other technologies. He applied to the company, showed his portfolio, and they hired him. By the way, one of the things that I'd like to highlight is that in the bootcamp, these are all project based. That means everything that you do as a code these are project based, so that at the end of the boot camp you already have a portfolio ready for you. So when you apply, it already you have something to show that these are the projects I made using the skills that I acquired. And with that one, with this message from Jairus is that if a taxi driver is able to shift career into tech, okay, now what is stopping you? So, with all of the background that you have right now, even if you are a student, by the way, there are students who graduated in IT but they did not pursue an IT career. And there, if you are thinking, I am currently not doing I don't have an IT background. I'm coming from a totally different background, but I am interested in IT. Now, what's stopping you? If a taxi driver can do it, what's stopping you? And with that one, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me in this talk. We hope we are able to give you insights, clarity, and guidance on what it is like being in the IT industry. And we also provided you with additional guidance if you want to pursue a career in IT. And with that one, again, my name is Haifan. Thank you so much for listening and joining us in this session. And with that one, I would like to return back the floor to our host, Isai.
There, thank you so much, Haifa, for that very insightful presentation. All right, so I think we have for those who want to throw in their questions, feel free to type them in the comment section. And I think we have one question. This is from Jenry Fornoles. Question is, meron po ba kayong bootcamp ng weekends lang?
Okay, so thank you, January, for your question. So there are two types, January, of schedules that we have in the boot camp. So I would assume you are asking them because you are not exactly available on weekdays. So there are two types of schedule. One is we have the full time. So think of it as you have a full time job wherein it's from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that's the full time. And then we also have yung part-time. So the full-time, by the way, it's from Monday to Friday. Now we have the part-time schedule. So the part-time, they do the sessions after work or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that's Monday to Friday. And then there are also Saturday sessions. So Saturday lang, wala namang Sunday. But those are the two schedule that we have for the boot camp. So we have this full time and then we have the part time. Ayan. Thank you again, Jenny, for your question.
There, Jenny. We hope that answered your questions. And by the way, for those who are interested to apply, so we sent the link via the comment section. So if you're interested to apply the StackTrek Full Stack Bootcamp, just visit the link that you can find on the comment section. All right. Okay. So we have another question from Looney. Is it okay if Saturday lang mag-attend ng bootcamp?
Okay. So, Looney, remember this one is a 4-month boot camp. So, if your schedule does not allow na sumali ka dun sa Monday to Friday, then that is not allowed. So, you really have to attend each of these each of the sessions that is on a daily basis. So that's for full time, that's Monday to Friday, and then for part time, that's Monday to Saturday after work. So it's not allowed, and you can own in the bootcamp, you can only be allowed a maximum of 10 absences before you get dropped out of the bootcamp. Ayan.
There. So I hope that answers your question, Looney. So do we have more questions from our participants this morning? Okay, wag mahiya. Throw in your questions. All right. Oh, so I think we have two the same questions, no, from Adrian and Kingsley. Do we really have to create a LinkedIn profile? Tapos follow up ni Kingsley even if we're still a student ba daw?
Ayun. So, sige, insights na lang sa IT industry, no? So today, a lot of the recruiters today, doon sila tumatambay sa LinkedIn. So, bakit sila tumatambay sa LinkedIn? Because that's where they find sino ba yung mga, for example, if they are searching for a person na gumagamit ng Python, then they would type in Python and then makikita nila yung profiles ng mga tao na nagde-develop ng Python. So, if you want to get reach out, like yung mga opportunities yung lalapit sa'yo instead of just you applying for the opportunities, then that's one way for you to increase your chances of getting more opportunities and getting more offers then. So that's one. That's the reason why it is recommended to also have a LinkedIn account even if you are still a student. So my recommendation is that even if you are still a student, even if LinkedIn is a professional social media, even if you are still a student, but let's say nag-start ka na ng internship, essentially having your internship, you put it there para alam din ng mga recruiters in the future na okay, you intern in this company and ano yung ginawa mo dun sa internship mo. That also adds more um, information about you. But one of the undervalued na tip actually, if you are still a student, is that if meron ka ng mga pet projects that you do, or meron ka ng, let's say, projects or mga websites that you built for a friend or for a family, and then you can consider that one as actually part of your portfolio. And in LinkedIn, you can already include a link to your projects. That means that gives you additional plus points. Knowing na, okay, even if student pa to siya, pero may na-build na siyang projects, then okay, we would like to consider this candidate. Ayun. So, it's not required, but it will really boost your chances of getting opportunities. Kahit hindi ikaw naghahanap, but if you are in LinkedIn, you will be found by various recruiters. Actually, another insight, if you are a developer today, if may kakilala kayong professional na developer already and nandun sila sa LinkedIn, if updated yung profile nila, tanungin mo sila on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, ilang messages yung nare-receive nila from recruiters who wants to hire them. So that's how it is today. That's why it is still recommended to have one. Okay.
All right. Sige, so as much as we want to answer all of your questions, but our time is very limited, so let us accommodate to one last question. This is from, sige, dalawa na lang. Let's accommodate the last two questions from Janice. How much po yung price? I think she's referring to the bootcamp price.
Okay. So for the bootcamp price, if you are asking about the so there are two types now. So we have the digital coding bootcamp wherein you can take this one anywhere. So that is, if you pay it upfront, it's 102,000 pesos. But if you prefer to have the study now, pay later, meaning you can already start studying, you can already take part of the training, pero you will only start paying once you get hired. So if you become successful and you already accepted a job offer that you got, you will, it is only then that you will start paying. And how much would that be? So that would be 17% of your monthly income or of your monthly salary. That's for 2 years. So again, if it's digital coding bootcamp, that would be 102,000 for upfront. And then if you prefer to have the study now pay later, that's 17% of your monthly salary. Now, if you are interested in the co-living, wherein I forgot to mention that the co-living will be in BGC. So that is about 5 minutes walking distance sa mga companies in BGC. So if you pay upfront, that would be 170,000 pesos. And then if you prefer to have the study now, pay later, take note that the co-living, everything is included already. By everything, means you don't have to pay anything like rent or those things. All you need to really cover is that to make sure that you have your own machine wherein you can use them for your learning, and of course yung damit mo. So accommodation and your food are already covered. Even electricity, you don't have to worry about them. Just focus on learning and get improving your skills. So for the co-living, that's 170,000 for that's for 2 months. And then if you prefer to take the study now, pay later, that would be 25% of your monthly salary. Ayan. So hope we were able to answer your question, Janice.
There. Thank you so much, Haifa. So this is a follow-up question from Looney. Just to clarify, part-time bootcamp is through online lang po ba daw?
Yes, that you're correct, Louis. So yung part-time is just for online lang. Yung co-living, it's only for full-time. So walang part-time sa co-living.
So there you have it. So I hope we answered all of your questions. And again, as much as we want to cater to all of your questions, but our time is very limited. Once again, thank you so much, Haifa, for your time and for sharing to us some very important and insightful information on why you should shift a career in IT. All right. Thank you so much, Haifa.
Thank you so much, Isai. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and hope that that talk was able to provide you guidance in pursuing your career in tech.
So there you have it. That ends our Code Your Future with StackTrek. Should you shift a career to IT today? But before we end, so for those who are interested to know more about our full stack bootcamp, we will be having our info session this coming September 22, 11 a.m. So there will be more information about the bootcamp, and you can also ask some questions related to our upcoming to our bootcamp. Now, so just register via bit.ly/StackTrek bootcamp dash sep22. So that's bit.ly/StackTrek bootcamp dash SEP22 and be a job ready programmer in just 4 months. Or you could also book a one-on-one consultation. That's a 10-minute one-on-one consultation. So this is going to be with our um, program bootcamp team. So in there, you would be able to ask questions, and you could just book. You could book your consultation slot via calendly.com/stacktrek dash bootcamp. And for those who are starting their career in programming, this might be something that could help you. You can join Stack League and Stack League, no, and get benefits such as nationwide media recognition, tech trainings, tech job opportunities, and thousand giveaways. Stack League, by the way, is a programming competition and free for all who are interested to take a career in programming. And to know more about the full stack bootcamp, you may simply email us at info@StackTrek. And to also get the latest updates of our upcoming events. So this is not just the Code Your Future event that we will be having, especially for this month. So visit us at fb.com/StackTrek/events. And there you have it. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for being with us in our session this morning in our Code Your Future with StackTech. Should you shift career to IT today? In behalf of the StackTrek team, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Isa, your host. Have a good day, everyone.